Hey all, this is Mr. Hammond, and in this video we are going to discuss one of my favorite extensions called Read and Write. And essentially it reads any web page to you and highlights the words as it's read. However, that really only describes maybe 10% of what it can actually do. There are just so many useful tools within this extension. The first time I tried to create a video, it actually almost reached 30 minutes and I was trying to move pretty fast. So I'm going to try, and this video attempt, I'm going to make it very quick just to kind of glance at each of the features. So I do have a page pulled up of a document just so you can see what it does. So I'm going to open up the Read and Write extension, and you'll see a toolbar that you can conveniently move around. The first option you see here looks like a hitch of a truck. That is the prediction tool. That actually would not be useful for this page. However, if I opened up a Google Doc and I was typing a document, it would actually allow me to, as I was typing, it's going to offer some predictions. So maybe students are hitting a sort of a writer's block. They have a character and they say, I ate. And they're just like, I don't know what this character would eat. It could give them a top 10 list of things that of food items there. So that's what the prediction tool does. This next bubble here is the hover speech. When you select that, anytime you select any of these tools, they're going to highlight in purple as well. That's how you will know that they are on. So the hover speech is exactly what it sounds like. If I take my cursor,
The 30 most innovative.
so when I hover over the text, it actually reads it. And then if I use the pause button, it pauses it, and then I can pick up from where it left off if I need, or I can stop it and then it's going to essentially start over. Now, if I want to stop the hover text, you might notice that if you scroll around the page and the hover text is still on, it's going to try to read wherever you hover. So you would need to then unselect the hover speech, make sure it's in white. That way it doesn't try to catch every word that you kind of hover over. Again, across here you have a dictionary and a picture dictionary. So if I'm wondering what department means or Department of Education, I can highlight those words, select dictionary, and it's going to give me a dictionary of words. Now, Department of Education wasn't a great one to use for the dictionary, but if I use something like people, it should give me a good result for the dictionary. It would even, if I use the picture dictionary, it's going to give me a picture of people, stick people there. If I, again, across here, if I want to just read the uh, heading of this text, I could highlight that and select play, and it will play it for me.
The 30 most innovative people in education.
I could, again, either pause it or stop it. Then this tool is something I really like. Now, it works really well if you have a picture of text. Not all web pages that you go to are going to have text just on the screen where you can highlight it, such as we are here. Sometimes you might have a picture that has some text within it that you can't highlight. So you can use this tool to read that. So if you click on this, it's going to give you kind of crosshairs here. So this is a picture. Now, I don't think it's going to catch that TOP there. However, I believe it should catch this piece of it. So if I highlight that,
Education.
it didn't catch the second word. So maybe I need to try getting,
Education degrees.
there we go. So I just did not select low enough on that tool. Now, another cool tool across here, we have the audio maker. So if I want to create audio to take it somewhere else, maybe in an assessment, maybe a Google Doc, maybe a Google slideshow presentation, I could highlight that and create an audio file. So I click on that and it's going to create an audio file of that text, as you see it downloaded down here. and I can take that audio anywhere I want. It is an MP3 format, so it's a pretty high quality format, but you can use that for whatever you need. Going across here again, we have the web search. So if I want to do a quick web search on, let's scroll down through here, and I see Sir Kenneth Robinson, and I want to do a quick web search. Instead of opening up a new window and searching, I can click on this after I highlighted the name, and it's going to open it up for me. Again, continuing across here, I have the screen masking tool. If I click on that, notice it will mask. Now I have it set so that it masks everything that's in the background. You don't actually have to mask everything that's in the back. You could actually change the settings so that everything that you see in black is actually still there, and you just have the yellow part of it that you're looking at. So it just kind of highlights it, but it doesn't black everything out. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. That is the screen masking tool. So notice again, my background is black. I could even change the opacity of the background. So it doesn't completely block everything out. It just kind of grays it out, which might be more handy. Talk and type might be valuable if you are writing maybe a paper or taking notes within a Google Doc and you just wanted to type what you are speaking. So if you select that, it's going to listen to you and type everything that you are speaking. Quickly across here, the translator does what it says it does. Essentially, if you highlight a word and then select translator, it's going to translate that word for you in some different languages. The only thing I don't like necessarily about that is it doesn't tell you specifically what language it's giving you, but it does give you up to and sometimes more languages as far as the translation. Across here you see the highlighters. So notice I do have some words highlighted here. Maybe I want to highlight a whole sentence. Oops. In yellow. Maybe I want to highlight this in yellow. And the value in highlighting all of this is that I then can, after I go through this entire document, highlight everything that is valuable to me, maybe as I'm writing a paper or preparing a presentation. I can then go to this little recycled icon here, collect the highlights. Maybe I only want to collect the yellow. Maybe my blue are just vocabulary words and the yellow are actual thoughts that I want to collect. Click on that and it's going to create a Google Doc with all of those highlights in it, including a link to that article. So again, continuing across here, if I get to this vocabulary list, maybe I want a list of vocabulary words. Remember, towards the beginning we had a dictionary and a picture dictionary. This works much the same way. However, you can make a list. Maybe all the blue highlighting are words that I want to make or include in my vocabulary list. I can highlight all the words in this document blue and then go to that list, make sure only blue is highlighted, click OK, and it's going to create a document where it includes those vocabulary words, the definition or the meaning, and the symbols or pictures that represent them. I guess I could say this a lot on this extension, but this is one of my favorite tools that simplify the page. There, a lot of times when you go to a web page, there's just so much extra stuff on it. It's hard to focus on what you need to focus on. So this allows you to do that. So if you click on simplify page, notice it gets rid of all of that extra stuff, and it actually even gives you some additional features here that might help you when you're reading the article. So whether it's simplifying this page a little bit, maybe you don't want all of the bold text, so you just go ahead and click on that and it gets rid of all of the additional formatting features within that. You can click discover and it will actually go through the article and pick out some of the more elaborate words, I believe. So you can easily just hover over those words that are underlined in purple, and it's going to give you a definition of those words. You can change the color of the font and the background. You can change the font if the font maybe is maybe it has good content, but it's a more distracting font. You can change that, and you can even change whether you want it to be single all the way to double space to make it just a little bit easier to read. Finally, if that wasn't enough, if you go to this shish kebab sort of menu here and hit that little gear for the settings, there's a lot of additional pieces within the settings. So the speech, you can change the speech. You can change how quickly it reads to you. There's some features within the prediction tool. The check it, I'm not sure what the check it actually does. The screen masking, again, you can change some of the screen masking features, language, so the primary language, and some other features within this. So as far as the features, maybe you don't want all of these features to show. You can deselect some of these. That way you only have a few features as an option on the main menu. Hopefully this is something that you found helpful. If you have any questions on this or anything else, please let me know. Thanks.